Before we get into Carl Jung and the Red Book, we're going to get into my psyche. And I'll tell you what happened when I first started reading the Red Book. I got it over a year ago. And when I started reading it, I got just super excited. It just exceeded all my expectations. And I was looking forward to getting up in the morning so I could read it some more. And I can only read a little bit at a time because it's just so dense and difficult to follow. And I started hearing music, so I started writing songs. So then I had a dream. And I don't know much about Jungian psychology, but I do know that dreams are important. So I have this dream that I'm standing with some people and a lion walked up. And the woman next to me stoops down and looks into the lion's eyes. And she just gets totally blissed out. She stands up and it's just like, oh, you have to look into her eyes. It's incredible. So I got really excited. And then I hesitated because I thought, I'm going to put my face right in front of a lion. It's going to bite my head off. So I woke up. So I wrote this song about that dream. It should come as no surprise. It should come as no surprise that I would be nervous to look into the lioness eyes, the lioness eyes. The lioness eyes are a portal to danger. The lioness eyes are a portal to the unknown, out of my control. Out of my control. Out of my control. I am a tiger. Out of my control. Out of my control. Out of my control. Out of my control. So, no clapping till the end. Now, I was born in the year of the tiger in Chinese astrology, but that's not why I say I'm a tiger. I'm a tiger because would I be doing this if I wasn't a tiger? Takes tiger energy to get up and do this kind of thing. However, in the dream, my understanding of this dream completely changed about a month ago, and I realized the woman is my feminine half. She is fearless, has no problem looking into the lioness eyes. Me, the male, logical, analytical side, always trying to figure out, what's going on out here, what's good, what's bad, what's safe, what's not safe. That part of me will always be afraid. And all of us human beings have these opposite energies inside us. And life, human life, is basically trying to deal with it. A big part of it is just trying to deal with all these opposite energies that come through us, which is a major theme in the Red Book. So, here's my other hat. I will wear this hat when I'm talking from myself or reading my own notes. And this hat when I am reading from the Red Book. You seek the path, I warn you away from mine. May each go their own way. Each going their own way will lead to mutual love in community. All will come to see and feel the similarity and commonality of their ways. It is no teaching and no instruction that I give you. On what basis should I presume to teach you? I give you news of my way, but not your way. My path is not your path. The way is within. Not in gods, not in teachings, not in laws. Within us is the way, the truth, and the life. Do you not know that you yourselves are the fertile acre which bears everything that avails you? must fulfill the way that is in you. It's what you need, and it's what the world needs too. It's what you need, and it's what the world needs too. And don't stand too long in the shadow of another. So what exactly is the Red Book? The Red Book is Jung's account of his going into his subconscious and what he encounters there. We don't know really how he did it. He describes it as he was just sitting at his desk and he suddenly dropped. And he was able to come out of it and make all the artwork that you saw in the slides and write text and write stories and have conversations with all these mythical characters in his soul, in his imagination, in his dream world. You could say, and there's no clear narrative. It just sort of goes around, circumambulates these various themes. And you could say that the Red Book is a love story. Jung goes into his subconscious, goes in what he calls his shadow, and he falls in love with his soul. You could say that it's a battle, it's a confrontation. It's the story of his confrontation with his soul and how he gets defeated. He surrenders, he gives up, and he becomes a very willing slave to what the soul is telling him to do. And you could also say it's a record of the teachings that Jung received in these journeys that he took. Oops. We'll see if I can keep track of these hats. So first thing you do, you have to go inside. Look into yourself. You who enter into your own must grope through what lies at hand. You must sense your way from stone to stone. You must embrace the worthless and the worthy with the same love. A mountain is nothing, and a grain of sand holds kingdoms, or also nothing. Judgment must fall from you, even taste, and above all pride, even when it's based on merit. Utterly poor, miserable, unknowingly humiliated, go on through the gate. Turn your anger against yourself. It's only you who stopped yourself from looking and from living. The mystery play is soft like air and thin smoke, and you are raw matter that is disturbingly heavy. But let your hope, which is your highest good, lead the way. You who enter into your own must grope through what lies at hand. You must sense your way from stone to stone. You must sense your way from stone to stone. You must embrace the worthless and the worthy with the same love. judgment must fall from you, and above all pride, especially when deserved. Turn your anger against yourself. It's only you who stop yourself from living. You who enter into your own must grope through what lies at hand. You must sense your way from stone to stone. You must sense your way from stone to stone. You only know the difference between big and small, and the difference is invalid. A mountain is nothing, and a grain of sand can hold kingdoms, or also nothing. The mystery play is soft like air and thin smoke, and you are disturbingly heavy. Utterly poor, miserable, unknowingly humiliated, go on through the gate. And let your hope, which is your highest good, lead you on your way. The touchstone is being alone with oneself. This is the way. The touchstone is being alone with oneself. This is the way. So it was really interesting for me to read the Red Book and realize I did exactly what the soul was telling Jung to do at major points in my life. It was really interesting. And I bet a lot of you had the same experience. For instance, when I was 20, 21, I had a series of really intense dreams. And in Jungian psychology, actually what Jung is told early on in the Red Book is his soul tells him, write down every dream you ever had. And that's the way the soul is communicating to Jung, is through the dreams. Which I thought was a really beautiful way to look at it. And so all those intense dreams I had when I was young were like, oh yeah, that was my soul. Because it totally made me change direction in my life. And to try something completely new. I am weary, my soul. My wandering has lasted too long. My search for myself outside of myself. Now I have gone through events and find you behind all of them. You announced yourself to me in advance in dreams. They burned in my heart and drove me to all the boldest acts of daring and forced me to rise above myself. Like a tired wanderer who had sought nothing in the world apart from her, shall I come closer to my soul. I shall learn that my soul finally lies behind everything. And if I cross the world, I am ultimately doing this to find my soul. Even the dearest are themselves not the goal. They are symbols of their own souls. I must learn that the dregs of my thought, my dreams, are the speech of my soul. I must carry them in my heart and go back and forth over them in my mind, like the words of the person dearest to me. Dreams are the guiding words of the soul. How can one attain knowledge of the heart? How can one learn to understand the language of dreams and soul speak? From the stuff of imagination, dream and fantasy, come mysterious missives from another part of you, from longing strange and new. Come messages from the soul side. My soul speaks to me in dreams and other ways too. Not every dream is my soul speaking to me, or maybe it is. Some dreams are just like daily life, can be so random. But some images seem to carry more weight. They seem to be something to pay attention to. Knowledge of the heart is not in any book, not to be found in the mouth of any teacher, but grows out of you like a green seed from the dark earth, like a green seed from the dark earth. Knowledge of the heart comes from expanding your life into the new and the unknown. Expanding your life into the new comes from listening to what's going on inside of you. Knowledge of the heart comes from coming from the heart. Coming from the heart comes from listening to the heart. Hearing what the heart is longing for. Follow that yearning and you will know your heart. Knowledge of the heart is not in any book, not to be found in the mouth of anyone, but grows out of you like a green So those dreams I had made me, like I said, change my life. And really what I decided to do, I didn't think of it as following my heart. I was just going to do what I wanted to do. Period. Because I'd been studying music super intensely for like 3 or 4 years, and I was just dreading getting up in the morning and doing it again. So it was just clear to me that it was time to do something. So I just stopped everything and just did what I felt like doing, which then led me on this adventure that just was totally opposite from whatever I'd imagined I would ever do. No small matter to acknowledge one's yearning. For that you gotta be honest with yourself, and sometimes being honest with yourself is not so simple or easy. Yearning is the way of life. Yearning gives you direction. Yearning is the way of life. Yearning shows you the way. And if you do not acknowledge your yearning, then you do not follow yourself, but you go on ways that others have made, and you don't live your life, you live some others. Yearning is the way of life. Yearning shows you the way to go. So when I first read that Jung was having conversations with his soul, I was a little put off, because I was raised a Catholic. Through 9th grade, had to go to Catholic schooling. So I knew all about the soul. And I'll tell you what I was taught. It was either in 3rd, 4th, or 5th grade. The nun came in and drew a circle on the blackboard, so white chalk, blackboard, and said, "This is your soul when you're born. It's black. Because you are born with original sin, because Adam ate an apple he wasn't supposed to eat."
Oh no!
She didn't say it like that. She said, Adam disobeyed God, But, yeah, really, the more I think about that, the more it's clear to me why the world is the way it is, And then she filled it all in with white chalk, and said, "Now this is your soul after you were baptized." And if you died then, you'd go right to heaven. Which again is like kind of strange. And then she went and she made all these marks, erasing most of the white, and said, now this is your soul now, because you get angry at your mother, you won't do what they tell you to do, you're always lying and, doing bad things, and, So I knew all about the soul. I should have had the black hat on then. So what I'm going to read is the end of a conversation in which Jung is talking to his soul, and he's complaining, he's whining that, oh my God, if I publish this stuff, I'm going to be mocked and ridiculed and scorned. And so she answers, the soul answers, do you then know who I am? Have you grasped me, defined me, and made me into a dead formula? Have you measured the depths of my chasms, explored all the ways down which I am yet going to lead you? Scorn cannot challenge you if you are not vain to the marrow of your bones. And then Jung answers, I did not know that I am your vessel, empty without you, but brimming over with you. You speak as if you've still not learned a thing. The way to truth is open only to those without intention. You tie yourself up with intention. You think you can illuminate the dark with your intention. But how do you know in advance from where the light will come? When you come, you must come empty. Have you grasped me, defined me, made me into a dead formula? You do not know me, so how can you define me? How can you measure me? Now listen, you have an inner as well as an outer world. Each is infinite in their dimension. Make sure you live in both magnificent worlds. The inner is no lesser than the outer. It is wise to nourish the soul, otherwise you will breed dragons and devils in your heart. Dragons and devils in your heart. Dragons and devils in your heart. Have you grasped me, defined me, made me into a dead formula? Let me take you down. Let me take you down. Let me take you down to the depths of my chasms. Let me take you down to the depths of my chasms. simple-minded, not just simple. Cleverness couples itself with intention. Simple-mindedness knows no intention. Cleverness conquers the world. Simple-mindedness, the soul. Cleverness conquers the world. Simple-mindedness, the soul. So, like, my favorite Jungian thought or idea or concept is synchronicity. That's really the only one I really know really well. And but I could not find the word synchronicity in the Red Book anywhere. But there is a section on magic, which really confused me for a while, because like, what the hell, you know? The soul tells Jung he has to learn magic, like. Very entertaining, but I just didn't get it. And then I realized, wait a minute, synchronicity, when it happens, is like magic. And I'll give you a couple examples. When I first started reading the Red Book, I was doing a lot of art. For the first time in my life, I was drawing and painting, and I was trying to recreate these things I was seeing in my head, like when I'd meditate or when I'd be falling asleep. Beautiful images, and so I was trying to recreate them, and I heard that a book by Jung had been published almost 50 years after he died, and it was his account of going into his subconscious, and he was painting images that he was seeing there. So I was thinking, oh, I really would like to see the Red Book. But then I was thinking, wait a minute, I need to make a Red Book. I need to create a Red Book. So the next day, in the mail, arrives this package. Open it up. It's a notebook filled with blank pages, and it has a red and white cover, red and gold, with these beautiful drawings on it, symbols on it. And I was so completely shocked. I was trying to, I was trying to deny what I was holding in my hand, basically, because I, just the day before, been saying I need it, and now here it was. And there is an explanation. Tara and I had gotten married a few months before then, and a wedding present had been sent to us, this notebook that we could keep our memories in, but it got delayed in the mail. So there it was, but I really felt in that moment that, wow, I am connected to something that is so magical. This network, this matrix, this, where I can just have a wish and the next day somehow it creates it, the physical thing. So that's how I view synchronicity, is magic. And then another example is, I have a friend, Shelley, who I met when I first came here, but never really see her. We're not in the same circle of friends. And so I ran into her at a party last year. And, well, first let me set it up that I had been really deep into the Red Book, and I was actually experimenting with having conversations with my soul. And it was very interesting. I was thinking of doing a show about that too. Maybe I will. But the point is, for the first time in my life, I was thinking about my soul a lot, since I was like 10 years old or whatever. So Shelley comes up to me and says, "Quantum, how is your soul?" Now, I've never been asked that, ever. And to me, that's synchronicity and that's magic. I mean, how do you explain it? I just feel so much a part of something so wonderful, really, is what it comes down to. So, Magic is a way of living. If one has done one's best to steer the chariot, and one then notices that a greater other is actually steering it, magical operation takes place. So, So this paragraph that I put to music that I'm going to sing just comes out of nowhere in the book, but it really is a guided meditation that the soul gives to Jung. So I invite you to close your eyes, and I'll read it first as text, and then I'll sing it. From endless blue plains, you sink into black depths. Luminous fish draw you. Marvelous branches twine around you from above. You slip through columns and twisting, wavering, dark-leaved plants. And the sea takes you up again in bright green water to white sandy coasts. And a wave foams you ashore and swallows you back again. And a wise, smooth swell lifts you softly and leads you again to new regions, to twisting plants, to slowly creeping slimy polyps, and to green water and white sand and breaking surf. From endless blue plains, you sink into black depths. Luminous fish draw you. Marvelous branches twine around you from above. You slip through columns and twisting, wavering, dark-leaved plants. And the sea takes you up again in bright green water to white sandy coasts. And a wave foams you ashore and swallows you back again. And a wise, smooth swell lifts you softly and leads you again to new regions and twisting plants and slowly creeping slimy polyps and green water and white sand and breaking surf. Soul and shadow walk hand in hand. Get to know one, you'll meet the other. Soul lives in the realm of the unseen and the hidden. Soul lives in the realm of the shadow shadow to become whole. Go into your shadow to meet your soul. My soul is the portal for possibility. My soul is the portal for what can be. My soul is the portal for a future me. The journey within. The journey within. The journey within is a circumambulation into the self. The journey within is through a labyrinth of opposites. Up we go down, high we go low, and sometimes we might find that still point between the extremes. The journey within. The journey within. The journey within is in a roundabout fashion. Go directly in, you'll go directly out again. Go the slow meandering way. Wander your way, and you're on your way. Wander your way, and you're on your way. In. If no outer adventure happens to you, then no inner adventure happens to you either. Joy leads you into adventure. In this way, you will find your lower as well as your upper limits. It is necessary for you to know your limits. One never knows them in advance, but one sees and understands them only when one reaches them. And this happens to you only if you have balance. Without balance, you transgress your limits without noticing what has happened to you. And you achieve balance only if you nurture your opposite. I accept my darkness. I eat of the earth. I accept my darkness. I drink the sun, and I am a greening, growing tree, standing alone. Growing, standing alone. Growing, growing. Whatever your type is, development of the opposite is required for individuation what type is. Development of the opposite is required for individuation and growth. To develop your opposite, go into your shadow. Explore your fantasies. To develop your opposite, go into your shadow. Find your extremes. Going into the darkness brings you closer to the light. Going into the darkness brings you closer to the light. Accept my darkness, I eat of the earth. I accept my darkness and I drink the sun, and I am a greening, growing tree standing alone, growing. When I comprehended my darkness, descended upon me. When I comprehended my darkness, a night of splendor descended. From there my phoenix ascended. From there my phoenix rose. As deep as my darkness grows, so my phoenix rose. As deep as my darkness grows, so my phoenix rose. Your values want to draw you away from what you presently are to get you ahead of and beyond yourself. However, your being pulls you to the bottom like lead. You cannot at the same time live both, since both exclude each other. But on the way, you can live both. Therefore, the way redeems you. You cannot at the same time be on the mountain and in the valley, but your way leads you from mountain to valley, and from valley to mountain. In the whirl of chaos dwells eternal wonder. Your world begins to become wonderful. You belong not only to an ordered world, you also belong in the wonder world of your soul. eternal wonder. Your world begins to become wonderful. You belong not only to an ordered, logical world, you also belong in the wonder world of your soul. Your heights are your own mountain, there for you to climb. There you are an individual, and there you can become. But how can you become if you never are? Yes, how can you become if you never are? Becoming belongs to the heights, and climbing can be torturous. That's why you've gotta have your valley, 'cause there you can be. But how can you be if you never become? Yes, how can you be if you never become? In the whirl of chaos dwells eternal wonder. Your world begins to become wonderful. You belong not only to an ordered, logical world, you also belong in the wonder world of your soul. The growing plant sprouts a sapling on its right-hand side, and when this is formed, the natural urge to grow does not continue on the right, but flows back down into the stem, into the mother of the right-hand sprig, and then begins to grow a left-hand sapling. This new direction of growth is opposite from the first, and so the plant grows in a balanced way. Each of us must grow in a similar manner. Whatever our natural inclination is, we must explore its opposite. If you remain within arbitrary and artificially created boundaries, you will walk as between two high walls. You do not see the immensity of the world. But if you break down the walls that confine your view, and if the immensity and its endless uncertainty inspire you with fear, then the ancient sleeper awakens in you, whose messenger is the white bird. The world of the inner is as infinite as the outer. Just as you become a part of the manifold essence of the world through your bodies, so you become a part of the manifold essence of the inner world through your soul. This inner world is truly infinite, in no way poorer than the outer. You can live in two worlds, so live both here and there. The end.